All right, screw it. We'll do it live. Yeah. Well, it's not quite Thursday. It is 17 minutes past Thursday. But in my defense, I've been working all day. Just got in the house, got some food, got cleaned up, put the tools away, and opened a beverage. It's been one hell of a busy day. Hell of a busy couple of days, hasn't it, folks? Yeah, that's what I needed. Alrighty. No, needed is a bit strong. Desired. And let's see if we're live on YouTube. Let's get the camera rolling here. All right. Yeah, it's been a long day, so there's no big expectations tonight. Let's see if we're on YouTube. I think the sound should be good. We normally are. That's good. Settings look good. And let's go right there. Okay, yeah, we seem to be good on YouTube, so that's a bonus. All right, stuff is working. What do you know? I've been busy working, so I haven't had time to really put anything together. It's been a busy week, and to be honest, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a show tonight. Just with the events that have been going on, yeah, it's been a rough week. Yeah, so but then again, I thought, well, you know what? Maybe this is the perfect time to start talking travel. Maybe that's exactly what we need. But again, I don't have anything prepared. However, I can talk travel at a heartbeat, at a moment's notice, about just about anything. Um, a lot of people ask me what's my favorite country I've been to, and it depends. It honestly depends on which decade. Um, you know, well, I guess originally back in the 90s, London, England was my absolute favorite city because it has the history. I mean, you can go and find in downtown London proper. I was staying not far from Victoria Cross Station. The Elusive Camel, sorry, the Elusive Camel was the pub that was nearby. That's a cool pub name. That's why I remember it. But London was an incredible city. This was before the London Eye, the big Ferris wheel type thing that goes through there. But just the history, the architecture. Like I started to say, the Romans actually have a building right there in London, a structure that's still like built by the Romans. They've got some aqueducts not too far. So the history and just the architecture. And you know what? I did have good food in London. I did enjoy some good. Well, breakfast seems to be spaghetti, beans, and toast, which were all good. And no, I had a good time in London. I appreciate it. They do have good chocolate. I mean, they've got everything in the world. They're international. London is probably one of the most international cities in the world. Well, it used to be. In the 90s, it used to be. Now you might see predominantly one nationality in downtown London, the illegal immigrants. Ooh, is that a disclaimer on the channel stream? Yeah, probably. But that's my understanding. But when I was there, it was mostly English locals. You know, um, on the bus and everything. It was fantastic. But yeah, London in the 90s, and then in the 2000s, I fell in love with Australia. Backpacking in 2001 around Australia, I hit every territory, state. I went to some pretty remote places. Now, see, I ran into a lot of people that started off in Sydney, and they started working because we had holiday work visas. So you were allowed to work for up to 3 months just to support your travels for the year. And so often, working like casual jobs or bartending or whatever was common. And some people just got stuck in. I ran into people that said, "Yeah, I've been 8 months in Sydney, just partying, and now I've got 4 months to see the rest of the country." So on purpose, I spaced my time out, and actually ended up extending that. So I think I was there 18 months the first time. Yeah, it wasn't hard to extend the visa for 6 more months. You just had to pay them money. Funny that, but anyway, yeah, Australia. I fell in love. Australia is gorgeous. It has snowy mountains, the Blue Mountains, snowboarding. You know, it's got the best beaches around. Incredible beaches. The Australian people, the Australian food, the wildlife. I mean, holy shit! You want to talk about wildlife? I mean, Costa Rica, okay, yeah. Africa, I haven't been there. Well, Morocco, but that's Northern Africa. Haven't been on an African safari yet, but wildlife. I mean, Australia, hands down, Australia. Hey, Miskatonic Madman might agree with me. Sorry, I know it's not Thursday night. I know, Sashi. Hi, greetings, Sashi. I know it's not Thursday night. It's technically Friday morning, but I just finished work and got cleaned up, and um, yeah, I wasn't able to. It was a long day, buddy. Miskatonic Madman, good to see you. Sashi's saying hello. Are you kidding? Sashi says, I'm currently playing Star Trek Online with an Australian YouTube streamer. Dude, I play Star Trek Online and I can never find anyone there. It's like maybe one other person, and I don't know how to. I can't run the crew. I'm just learning how to play Star Trek Online. And you mean with you put on the VR goggles and you have the little controllers in your hands? It's my brother's set. It's not mine. But I go over to his place and we play it. That is awesome. You're technically on YouTube as she streams. So you are a YouTuber now, Sashi. Fantastic. Yeah, I like the Star Trek Online. And you can go. There's a button you can press and put it in, because normally you can be like captain of the Enterprise, or navigation, or weapons or whatever. Um, but there's a button you can put yourself outside of the ship, and you can actually look all around the ship, like the Enterprise or whatever other ship you're happen to be piloting. It is amazing. I like Star Trek Online. But again, it's my brother's set, so um, I don't know much about it. I don't even know what system it's for. I don't know the difference between a PlayStation and a damn Sony, Nintendo, whatever. I mean, I can tell the difference between a hammer and a pipe wrench, though. Or a flux capacitor and a warp drive. Sashi says, nope, Star Trek Online is free to play on a PC. Well, I don't have a PC. I think the VR one is Bridge Commander. Well, it's definitely Star Trek authorized, so maybe that's what it's called. Sure. It's my brother's set. Miskatonic Madman says, I was building a rocket fuel mega factory in Satisfactory. I understand what each of those words mean, but I mean, I am wearing a NASA shirt, so you'd think. Star Trek Bridge Crew looked kind of fun to play with. It is Miskatonic Madman, but every time I go online, there's like one other person there, and they get frustrated with me because I haven't been able to play very much because I don't know what I'm doing. Miskatonic Madman, hey, good to see you. Hey, PvP is in the chat. Good to see you. I know it's technically not Thursday. It is Friday. It is Friday morning. Star Trek Online is about 15 years old now. I play on a laptop. Well, that's pretty cool. That's awesome, Sashi. Nice. Okay, good, because I don't have a PC, but I do have a laptop. So I guess that's something anyway. That was pretty impressive. But yeah, I do like the video game. And again, like I wasn't even sure I was going to do a stream. I just literally got in the house maybe half an hour ago. And with all the events going on, it's like, wow, there's a lot going on. But maybe maybe it's the perfect time for a travel show. But again, yeah, London in the '90s, Australia in the 2000s. I mean, by far, Australia. Um, I honestly thought it was, and maybe still believe this. It might be the most beautiful country in the world because in Australia you've got the beaches. I mean, arguably the best beaches in all the world. And so you guys aren't having to stare at me all the time. Uh, let's put this up. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. There. So there's Nicaragua. There's Leon in Nicaragua, I believe it's called. And Gorilla did a Charlie stream last night. Oh wow, that's okay. Yeah, no, we're sticking to travel tonight. Yeah, same thing here. PvP. Star Trek Online is old enough that it runs on older systems. Okay, well, I have older systems, so that's perfect. Yeah, this is Nicaragua in a northern town called Leon. And hey, I'm pretty sure that's Stark of Iron. Hi, my friend. Good to see you, Stark of Iron. This is just a last minute impromptu thing. I just got home. It's been a crazy week. I've been working all week, but yeah, I mean Australia. It's incredible. It's gorgeous. I honestly think I used to think Canada was the most beautiful country in the world, and then I realized, well, we don't really have beaches. I mean, yeah, people can say Prince Edward Island. You can go to Cavendish Beach, and that is a very nice beach, but those people haven't been to fucking Australia, okay? Or on the West Coast. Okay, let's go to the West Coast. Long Beach in Tofino, where Trudeau loves to go surfing. That is a gorgeous beach. But again, it cannot hold a candle to half of the beaches in Australia, three-quarters of the beaches in Australia. Long Beach is possibly the nicest beach in Canada. Although, you know what? Cavendish Beach would, and there's other beaches. There's other beaches. What's the one that makes all the noises in PEI? My brother was just there. Shit. Like Boomerang Beach or Booming Beach, something like that, because it makes noises. It was gorgeous as well. But yeah, no, Australia's got like Canada. Don't even think about having beaches. Australia's got all the beaches, and they also have snow. They've got the Blue Mountains, which there's lots of snowboarders. They go up. There's the names escape me, but there's a mountain in Australia that starts with an F that's very popular and quite good. It's on the tip of my tongue. I've got a keychain from it. It starts with an F. Shit, it's in New South Wales, or it could be Victoria. No, I think it's in New South Wales. Either way, Australia's got the wildlife. Australia has the gorgeous beaches. Australia used to be, yeah, my favorite country in the world. And then after Australia, in the 2000s, it was Portugal. Just because, ooh, PvP saying vigils for Charlie were interrupted by leftists celebrating his. Well, and see, every one of those people need to be promptly beat up until they can no longer move by people like you and me. I'm all for advocating that kind of thing. Yep. You're going to do that? Got something to listen to while working on the content. Oh, excellent, Stark of Iron. Yeah, I was just explaining the, travel. So, and I want to say hello to Old Man Bird and a 47 tax rate. Well, that's Australia as well. I'm just talking if money is not an option. Favorite countries in the world. So starting, you know, um, London, England, and then Australia in the 2000s. 90s, late 90s. Ooh, there's some food. Ooh, there's Portugal. See, these are all candles that you can buy in Nicaragua, and actually Europe and Mexico. And they seem to be all the same. These are the Virgin Mary and Jesus candles. Can you see Jesus on the left, and the Virgin Mary is on the right? And they're prayer candles, and I see them all over the world. It's crazy. They say. I did not. I did not see that PvP. Like I said, I've been working all day. I haven't had time. I've been busy doing stuff. I don't have time for that sort of thing. And hey, lemon pie. Hey, good to see you, my friend. But yeah, Jesus candle. I've seen them in Mexico. I've seen them in Europe, and here they are in Nicaragua. And again, I just I don't have something. Ooh, speaking of Jesus, now I'm led to believe that that is not the real Jesus. I understand Nicaraguans might argue with that, or Nicas or Nicos. Does anyone know what I mean when I refer to Nicaraguans as Nicos or Nicas? So yeah, they might tell you that's the real Jesus, but I'm pretty sure that's not the real Jesus. I'm pretty sure. Hey, Big Dave K. Hey, all right. Yeah, I'm an hour late or 2 hours late, uh, but it's been a busy day. Hey, Big Dave K. Good day to you. Yeah, I'm just showing some pictures again from Nicaragua because I just have not had time. Been it's been a busy week. Uh, now, ooh, what is that? That looks like a mural on a wall on a sidewalk. Interesting. Hmm. Gravestone on the right, long shadow on the left. Is that a cow that got run over by a steamroller in the middle? Is there anyone that can see that better? That's a cow that got run over by a steamroller, right? And he's playing the flute. I think he had a flute at the time. That's probably why he got hit by a steamroller. Cows playing flutes. No one wants to hear that. Congratulations, Stark of Iron. 2,244 subscribers. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, you had a stream the other night that had 100 likes on it. Holy crap, on a paddle. That's impressive. PvP says, LOL. I think the real Jesus ascended to heaven. Well, yeah, I know. That's you try to tell the Nicos and the Nicas that. So Nicos are the male people that live in Nicaragua. They call themselves that. That's not a slur. And the Nicas are the female people that live in Nicaragua, and they call themselves that again. Perspective, fascinating. Canadian Spider-Man. Hey, old man bird, good to see you again. Like, yeah, I've been busy, so I just haven't had to. You remember that, Sashi? Anti-derivative kill shows up. I haven't actually told her that we renamed her that. Yeah, anti-derivative kill. That's yeah. Well, because she goes online and she plays video games and she really like beats the shit out of some video games. The bad guys, they had it coming though. Um, Australia was fascinating. Just the people were friendly, but if you go to Australia, let it be known. If you go to the East Coast, if you go to Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane, and by the way, I recommend that you absolutely do that. Um, it's not the Australia that was in my mind, like Crocodile Dundee. Those are flights. Those are flights to Little Corn Island. Ooh, are we going to Little Corn Island? We might be going to Little Corn Island, folks. There's Little Corn Island. Yeah, don't forget. Yeah, okay, so I didn't edit these ones. Clearly, there's the beach. We can look at the beach. Forget those other pictures. You don't need to see those. Oh, Shrubby, 1989. Holy shit. There we go. 100% agreed and talking truth there, CSM. I'm not sure what part in particular you're referring to, but I appreciate you saying that. Anti-derivative Spartacus. I remember that old man bird. She had that name for 2 weeks. That was funny. That was absolutely funny. That was a typo from last week that seems to have stuck, says Miskatonic Madman. Well, it was a typo, but considering that she goes online and plays video games Saturday nights and does actually kill like a lot of like video game characters, who had it coming. Yeah, we renamed her. That was funny. I don't know that she knows that. Yeah, see, old man bird approves of the. She goes by that now. No, no, Big Dave K. She doesn't know it yet. Well, we got to tell her. Unless someone in the chat told her that. Yeah, Susan Dolan has renamed her. That is awesome. Does she know this, Sashi? Does Jill know about this? Because that'd be hilarious. Excuse me. Now, the other thing about Australia is if you go up north, there is something. Uh, there's something called Kakadu National Park, and actually parts of Crocodile Dundee, the original first one, were filmed there. The part where he's describing where his tin boat was like caught up in a tree, and that's all Kakadu National Park, and you can go and actually see that. And so that is amazing. And there's something called Jim Jim Waterfalls, and it's twin waterfalls that fall, oh shit, I don't know, 300-400 feet, like 100 meters easily down into pools. And sometimes there's not so much water, and sometimes there's a lot of water, and that is just breathtaking. And that whole area, I mean, it is unlike any terrain in Canada. Absolutely unlike any terrain in Canada. It's jungle, savanna, plains. It's hard to describe, but and lots of crocodiles. Now, yeah, the Mary River is there, and I believe it is the most infested river in all of the world with saltwater crocodiles. And yeah, I did go on a boat ride there. Of course, I did. I drove the boat. That could have ended much worse than it did. Yeah, we made it out alive though. And then in the north, there's also some mountains. The McConnell. Now everyone's heard of Uluru, of course. Uluru is Ayers Rock. It's right in the middle of Australia, the red center. But not far from there, something that people don't hear much about is something called Kings Canyon. And it is the biggest canyon in the world. It's bigger than Grand Canyon. Do you know why? Because Grand Canyon is not technically a canyon, and it has to do with the way it was formed. Or at least that is what the tour guides in Kings Canyon told us. So technically, Grand Canyon is not a canyon. So Kings Canyon is the biggest in the world, according to them, according to the Aussies. PvP says anti-derivative kill alternate Star Trek universe. Well, that was the funny part. Yeah, that's exactly it. And now something else close to Ayers Rock in the Red Center. Well, it's more northwest, but it's the McConnell Ranges. And the McConnell Ranges are just these really cool mountain ranges. It's desert, 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 and all of a sudden there's this line of mountains and they're not like the Rocky Mountains, but they're mountains nonetheless. That goes through the center, and you can go through all those, which is cool. And then if you go to the Western Australia, they've got Pink Lake because there's mining activity there's a mineral that's pink by nature. I can't remember. I don't know which it is. Old Man Bird probably knows. And it's pink by nature, and so it's natural, but it makes the surrounding lake pink. It's a man-made lake, I believe. There is also another man-made lake called Argyle Lake in northwestern Australia, and that's they built the man-made lake, Argyle Lake, for the diamond mine that's up there. The diamond mine, and yeah, you can go on a plane ride, and you can do a plane ride, and you can see Argyle Lake. We didn't get to go see the diamond mine, sadly. But the other thing you can go see is something called the Bungles. Now the Bungles they were just discovered like maybe 25 years ago, but they are in northwestern Australia, and they're not widely known. I never heard of them. What the hell are the Bungles? They are rock formations where it looks like erosion has taken away all the soft limestone, sort of like the Hoodoo Groos in Alberta, and it's left these although much bigger here in the Bungles. They're like these giant, round, like I don't know, 10-story tall or bigger, 20 like kind of mountain things that stick up, and they're all separated. They look like really big protrusions, like rock kind of bumps, I guess, when you fly over them, and they're really cool. And you can take a 4x4, so you can fly over them, or if you want to pay the money, you can take a 4x4 Jeep trek all through them and go see them up close. So that's cool. And that's why in the early 2000s, Australia was my favorite country. Shrubby in the chat says, People expect the red outback. You gotta drive for hours to get even close to it. True story. Like hours. Like from Adelaide in South Australia, it is 9 hours at least up to Coober Pedy in South Australia. Although you're getting towards Ayers Rock at that point. And Coober Pedy is where they have underground houses because it's desert and it's so hot, and they've got to dig houses underground. And they mine opals there. And yes, I do have a couple of opals from there. Well, I gave them to my mother. I don't have them personally. Apparently, I'm going to Sweden in February, says Big Dave K. That is awesome. Big Dave K, if you want to take photos and come on and talk about it, you're welcome to. Welcome anytime. Sweden is very cool. Miskatonic Madman says Big Dave K. That was a typo from last week. Oh, anti-derivative kill seems to have stuck, yeah. I'd pay money to see anti-derivative kill in an episode. That would be funny. PvP. That would absolutely be funny. There we go. And now after Australia, honestly, I fell in love because now, especially after how they handled the pandemic. I mean, Australia literally locked down people hard. I wanted to live and retire in Australia because it was warm, but that's not happening because I saw how they treat people during the pandemic. So nope, I'm not going to be there. Trapped on a big island? I don't think so, Tim. Then Portugal. I fell in love with Portugal in 2007. It is a gorgeous country. It is like Spain, but less pretentious, and they have all the history. They've got everything Spain has. They've got the beaches. Well, they don't have the Spaniards. Well, no, they do have a few Spaniards, but I really enjoyed Portugal. Speaking of Aussies, it's Shrubby, says Big Dave K. Shrubby, what state do you live in? I've probably been there, buddy. You may have told me this before. Stark of Iron says, don't forget anti-derivative drill. Well, that's like a drill car type. I know you're a big fan of drill cars, Tony. Yeah, well, who isn't, really? Not much, just working on this animation, I'm assuming. Either that or you're building a nation, and that's a typo. Yeah. Lemon Pie saying hello, everybody. Oh, Shrubby, okay. Yes, Kakadu fucking Croc Central. It is, yeah, Kakadu National Park. Now, so Kakadu National Park is very impressive, and it's probably the biggest tourist attraction as far as national parks in all of Australia go. I mean, if you're going to backpack around the place and go all over. But you know what? Honestly, I like Kirangini with a K. Kirangini National Park in, it's central north Western Australia. It's inland from Exmouth and Shark Bay. It's inland from there, like, I don't know, like 8 hours. It's a ways. Anyway, Kirangini was incredible. It's 5 natural gorges, and they all converge at one spot. And sometimes the gorges are a kilometer or half a mile across, and sometimes the gorges, you can touch each side of the gorge, and actually, you can walk up it, like if you had 2 walls that were like 4 feet apart, and you can just put your hands on one side and the legs on the other and then walk up it. You can do that in Kirangini. I have pictures. Big Dave K. Holy fuck. You know the Murray River? I have a personal affinity for the Murray River. I want to see Kangaroo Island next time I visit Oz. I did not go to Kangaroo Island. I didn't, because I'd been to so many friggin' islands, like Great Keppel Island. There's quite a few. Green Island up north. There's quite a few islands. Rottnest Island. I mean, Tasmania technically is also an island. So I didn't go to Kangaroo Island, but it's south. It's south of Melbourne, I believe. But yeah, I'd like to go. That is one spot I didn't see. Sashi says, not that I know of CSM. She probably doesn't know what happened yet. Oh, Jill. Okay, thank you. Ready. Big Dave K. Murray River. Yes, that is in Victoria, or it at least it starts in Victoria, in around Melbourne, and you can take like honestly Mississippi style paddle boat, like paddle wheelers, like old steamboat type. Well, at least you could in 2001, 25 years ago. I'm assuming that you still can. But yeah, I took it from Melbourne, and you can. Oh, this is going back 25 years. Echuca, Echuca, with an E, Echuca. We went as far as Echuca, and there was a good chocolate shop in Echuca because you did a little stop there for an hour, and we went up something further, and I can't remember the name of that little town, but it was a good afternoon on the paddle boat. That was amazing. That was cool. That was the Murray River. Happens to be my last name, but we don't need to know that. I have a special affinity for that river. Yes, on the border of Victoria and New South Wales, and you can hit it with a short drive from Melbourne. Like, well, short meaning 2 hours. Just making sure it wasn't the same river. Big. What do you mean? Which? Oh, okay. Big Dave cases. We took a houseboat ride on the Murray. It was fun. That would be cool. That was awesome. With a reality star, we recall. Are you talking about Big Dave K? Because I didn't tell you about. I didn't tell you about the Big Brother reality star that I spent time with. Did I? You must be talking to Big Dave K. Because that wasn't on the Murray River. That was over in Western Australia. PvP says, I vote for Aussie Jill, Road Warrior Jill, kicking Hungaroo's ass and beating the assless chaps guy. Oh my god. Well, I mean, only if he started it. I mean, just because he's wearing assless chaps, assless chaps. I don't think that's a reason in and of itself to attack him. But I mean, depends on what he does with the chaps, I suppose. Did I tell you about Sarah Marie Fideli? Old Man Bird, did I tell you about Sarah Marie? The girl who wore the bunny ears and did the bum dance for the very first season. She was the biggest star in the first season of Big Brother in Perth, Australia. Yeah, I spent Christmas with her. Not like, it wasn't like that. Come on now, get your mind out of the gutter. Sashi says, most of our crocodiles are in rural areas. There was an incident in the Klang River. The Klang River, where a crocodile showed up outside a mall once. Klang River. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, well, in Australia, there is one town that so I'm told by the residents of this town. There's one town in far north Queensland, FNQ, that crocodiles are allowed to live and be in the town with the locals. And yes, they do occasionally get a dog accidentally on a leash as a snack. It does. Yeah, hell yeah, I want to see that PvP. Absolutely, I do. The Klang River, yeah, that's weird, eh? Shrubby, okay, you know the town then. Although I'm not Australian, I know about that town. It's called, oh fuck, this is going back 25. Is it called Tom Price? I'm going back 20 some years, Shrubby. I think it's called Tom Price, and there's another town near it that were closed down and abandoned because they were an asbestos mining town and they were shut down. It's Newman, isn't it? It's Newman. Tom Price and Newman. That's 20 some years going back in my memory, but I'm sure that's it. Tom Price and Newman. I think it was Tom Price that was an asbestos mining town, and once they realized asbestos was bad, they abandoned the town and shut her down. And that is a very cool river name. You're absolutely right about that, Big Dave K. And Shrubby in the chat says, Blue Sky Mine from Midnight Oil is based on the asbestos mining boom? You're kidding. I did not know that. I want to see the pitch black ship in Cougar Cooper Pedy, says Big Dave. Okay, you know that's there. That is there. I did see that. I have a photo. Now it's actually in a photo album, and I haven't scanned it in yet. But one of these days, I will show it online because that ship does exist. I've got a photo of. Well, I don't know if it still exists, but it did exist back in the day. Absolutely, in Cooper Pedy, because it's a desert place. And what other famous Australian desert movie did they film in Cooper Pedy? That's right, Mad Max. Part of it was filmed in Cooper Pedy. In fact, that's part of what they were explaining. Part of the tour, when you go on a tour through Cooper Pedy, and they show you the opal mines and they show you the underground houses. And we stayed overnight in an underground house. That was cool. They do, and they go and they show you the movie sets that they still have there, and the pitch black ship is there. And they talk to us about how Mad Max was filmed there. Although I don't think there was any part of the movie set that was still there. But I mean, here's something that people in North America, Canada, and Australia, or Canada and America maybe don't know. The trucks in Mad Max, those are normal Australian trucks. They didn't do anything to make them look like all those huge like bumpers on front, and the massive ramming shit and stuff they have on front of the semi trucks in that movie. Those are real. They drive all over Australia with those, because if there's cows, there's no fences there in a lot of it, and you will hit a cow. And if you're a truck, and if you drive at night, you're going to hit kangaroos, you're going to hit cows, you're going to hit everything. You cannot drive at night through Western Australia or Northern Australia. Like, I tried because I thought I could. No, you will go half a kilometer doing 10 kilometers an hour, because you will get hit. You will hit shit. Yeah, you can't drive at night through those areas. But Australia was a great deal of fun. Let's get I mean, this is a pretty good picture. What else do we have there? Do we have? Okay, there we go. That's a nice picture. I like that one. Yeah, that's my dry bag. I bought a dry bag just before that. That's a good dry bag. Big Dave K. Klang River is in Malaysia, close to our capital city, Kuala Lumpur. I definitely want to see Kuala Lumpur one day. Yeah, I've heard of it as well. I hear it's full of tribbles, though. Bongles Lily the radio stat Spidey? I might be misunderstanding something there, but I'll take your word for it. Kuala Lumpur is in a region known as the Klang Valley. Really, Sashi? Well, I mean, I believe it. You're the one that lives there. That's pretty cool. That is awesome. Shrubby says, indeed, the bungalows look like giant skyscraper-sized termite mounds. Okay, that's a much better way of describing it than what I said. Yeah, they're giant termite mounds, but they're skyscraper size. Yes. It's for a convention in Malmo. I don't know Malmo. I know Salmo. Salmo is in British Columbia. It's just north of here. PvP probably knows about it. I know a guy from there. He's a nice guy. Shout out to Drew. Malmo. I don't know Malmo. Australia, 4th best country for bands. I believe that, PvP. Absolutely. Midnight Oil. AC/DC. I mean, shit, AC/DC is like 3 of those 4 bands, right? Big Dave K says, you could move here to Iowa. It's pretty quiet. Plus, we're Second Amendment folks. Hey, dude. I am a pretty good shot. I did own some guns, but then there was this boating accident. And sadly, but I'm a pretty good shot, and I do enjoy. We need a Second Amendment here in Canada. You have, and yes, I'm in south of Melbourne and Victoria, says Shrubby. Oh, okay. Awesome. Good. Right. Oh, shit. South of Melbourne and Victoria. All right. Good. Well, you're okay. Well, there's one other thing that I didn't talk about, and that's a highlight to see in Australia. and it's right exactly a little south of where you are, I bet. And it's this road. It's this really famous road. And if you have seen, and yeah, I'm gonna mention Bell's Beach. Yeah, that's right, Shrubby. If you have seen, um, what's one with Patrick Swayze? Point Break. Point Break. And Point Break, the whole thing is about. It ends on Bell's Beach, the big surfing beach in southern Australia, and it's not far from where Shrubby is because it is on the Great Ocean Road, and you can go all along the, well, not all along, but you can go a great deal of distance around the southern coast through Victoria. I don't think it goes into South Australia. I think it's just in Victoria, but I could be wrong. I'm not Australian. And yeah, the Great Ocean Road is there, and it is magnificent. You can see the 12 Apostles, right? And again, it's like the uh, if anyone knows the Bay of Fundy here on the east coast of Canada, where New Brunswick and Nova Scotia meet, in the Bay of Fundy, they have these. They're called the flower pots, and again, erosion has eroded away all the cliff sides, but except for these like 10-story pillars of rock and dirt, some of them with trees on them. And in South Australia, off the Great Ocean Road, there's 12 of them. Well, I didn't count them, but it seemed like there were 12. And they're called the 12 Apostles, and they're there off the Great Ocean Road. Bell's Beach is also there. It's beautiful. And yeah, you can drive there maybe 2 hours from Melbourne, maybe if memory serves. Again, going back 20 some years. Yep. Mation. Oh, Mation. Yep. Okay. Uh, got it. Do you have a park that's infested with koala bears, Shrubby? Indeed, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Well, I don't know if it still exists, but it did exist. It's called the Lone Pine, as in pine tree, Koala Sanctuary, and it's in in the Greater Brisbane area, and it was there in 1987, 1988. I did not see it when I was there in 2001, but I saw it in 88. The Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary, and it is definitely infested in koala bears, with koala bears. And for back in '88, for $5, you can have a picture taken with a koala bear. And their fur, it's not cuddly. It's like steel wool. If you've ever grabbed a koala bear, the fur is like steel wool. It's not as fuzzy as, it's not like fuzzy like a chihuahua or anything. You can, yeah. Shrubby says you can walk down the street and see them. You absolutely can. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, old man, you gotta go to Australia. It's a lot of fun. I think Kangaroo Island is south of Adelaide. Yeah, it's definitely in the south there somewhere. Yeah, definitely. Adelaide is in southern Australia, so it's right southeast, middle east on the Australian map. Now, I've been on the Murray River, rented a houseboat. That is awesome, Big Dave K. I was only there for an afternoon, but it was awesome. Back in 2014. Okay, cool. Okay, Shrubby does confirm. Yeah, you can't go further than Echuca on the paddle ship. Bridge is in the way. That's why we couldn't go further. There was another town, and we did go to Echuca. Echuca, I think it was pronounced. And there's a chocolate shop, as I mentioned, in Echuca. Because, yeah, on the paddle boat. Yeah, because the bridge is in. That's right. There was a bridge in the way. Yes. That was fun, though. That was a lot of fun. It's one big rock of fucking nothing. Oh, yeah. I did. Did I really tell that story about really about the bunny ears and the bum dance? Well, I mean, she didn't do the bum dance for me, but that's Sarah Marie Fideli. Sarah Marie, as everyone knows her. Yeah, she was famous for the bum dance in the first season of Big Brother. And it was funny because I was traveling around with other backpackers, and we were sending through Facebook back in the day, sending pictures to each other. And yeah, I had spent Christmas with Sarah Marie Fideli, and I would send them to my friends who were also, and they were on the Big Brother was on the TV, like even as in backpacker places, like you could not escape Big Brother. It was massive. It was everywhere. It was on TV everywhere, and they had billboards like in Perth and Brisbane for it, like giant billboards. So everyone knew it was happening, and yeah, I sent them pictures of her and me on an ATV. We were going out fishing marron. See, Shrubby, do you know what marron are? Marron. We were out going trying to see if there was any marron in the marron traps, and I had her on a four wheeler, and this, holy fuck, is that Sarah Marie? It's like, yes, it is. And then I had a picture, and I've got a picture, Shrubby, of wearing her the bunny ears, because she always wore the bunny ears, the rabbit ears, and she gave them to her godparents. Shout out to uh, shout out to them. And yeah, and so they had, and I stayed with them. That's how I knew it, through her godparents, and I got to wear them on my head, and I have a picture. It's cool. But anyway, that's only if you like Big Brother. That was a while ago, a long time ago. Anyway, shout out to Harry and Lorraine. Awesome. They were very, very good to me. Big Dave K says, can you buy some opals in Cooper Pedy? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Or at least you could in 2001. If I recall, they're near an opal mine. Oh yeah, Big Dave K. Absolutely, no, they're not near an opal mine. Like, opal mining is a big thing in Cooper Pedy, like all through it. Absolutely, you can. Oh, Shrubby says absolutely loathed her when she was around. I know, because yeah, I understand why you say that. I absolutely understand why you say that. No, that's not quite what I said. That is not, no, old man bird. I didn't spend Christmas in her. No, that's in giggity. Yes. No, that's not no. That's not at all what I said. Not at all. Specifically I said nothing like that. PvP says great Aussie bands. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh well, shit. Holy shit, PvP. I forgot about. Yeah, pretty damn good bands. Midnight Oil, the Divinals, AC/DC, In Excess, Men at Work. How could I forget Men at Work? Absolutely. Yep, you're right. And I want to say the Hoodoo Gurus. Shrubby, am I right? Am I remembering correct? I mean, this is back in 2001. The Hoodoo Gurus. And Finger. Is it Finger 11? No. It was. I'm going back 20 years. It was Finger something. Finger something. Something with a finger. and yeah, the Hoodoo Gurus, and yeah, there was some good bands, that the indie Australian bands that I got introduced to, but I can't remember them all. Indeed, Townsville. Yes, I drove through Townsville. Yeah, both to Tom Price and Newman. Okay, so my memory's not. Yeah, all right. Going back 25 years, I'm not totally forgetting on the memory. Yes, I do smoke some marijuana, but my long-term memory is intact, as you can see. Both Tom Price and Newman. So both of those were asbestos mining towns that were shut down. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And PvP says only USA, England, and Canada have more bands? Holy shit, really? That is impressive. It's actually the companies that built the towns. Wittenoom was the name. Oh! Right. Okay. Tom Price and Newman are the companies that built the towns. No, I think Tom Price and Newman are the name of the towns. Wittenoom was the name. The companies. Wittenoom was the company name. Okay, fair enough. Are there people nice in Cooper Pedy? Absolutely, they were. They live underground like trolls, but they absolutely are nice. They were to me. You saw Midnight Oil. That is impressive. PvP. That is awesome. Yeah, I do remember that. The Blue Sky Mine. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous beaches. Man, I love Nicaragua. Nicaragua's cool. Didn't know Mad Max was filmed there. Parts of it. I didn't say all of it, but parts of Big Dave K, parts of Mad Max, or at least the tour guides. That's what they told us at the time. It was filmed in Cooper Pedy. Yeah. The vinyls were Australian, says Old Man Bird. PvP, you taught me something. Well, cool. I learn something every time I stream, Old Man Bird. I swear to God. Hey, Spidey, I didn't realize you were on, says Wes Kegel. Well, Wes Kegel, I was 2 hours late starting. I mean, it's already 1 a.m. here, Pacific. It's been a busy day, man. I just got in the door. I had a shower and had some food and started. A long work day. I've got a lot to do before I go to Texas on Monday. Holy shit. Like, I'm stoked about it. And PvP in the chat says, they are great live. Awesome. Garrett is like a crazed Frankenstein. He's a great singer and a frontman. That is cool. I would. Kangaroo bumpers. Yeah, Miskatonic Madman. That's exactly. Yeah, those big steel frames on the front of transport trucks in Mad Max. Those are real, and they're used as kangaroo and cow bumpers. You know what? I think they're used more for cows almost. Well, no, the big reds, they're like 7 feet tall and they weigh 200 pounds. Yeah, they can jump 6 feet. Yeah, the big red kangaroos, they're pretty big. But cows, I mean, they weigh half a ton. And you know, when you're driving in Western Australia, do you know how you know that a cow was hit by a truck? And you know about a good half a kilometer before you get there. Because you can smell it. And then, yeah, there's half a cow. Oh, and there's half a cow over there. Okay. Yeah, you can fucking smell the things. I've seen half a cow only once in my life, and it was in Western Australia again. Obviously, a big truck hit it. Yeah, West, we're just doing a little bit here. I'm just trying to. I know a lot of the talk online is about other stuff, and so we're just trying to do a little travel show here to sort of lighten the mood. And we have a great chat here. So, Shrubby 1989 says, the first Mad Max was filmed in, and he corrects himself below, Clunes, 2 hours north of Melbourne. The road scenes were filmed in the gasworks in Port Melbourne. Literally, if you turn the camera 90 degrees, you'd see Melbourne. No kidding. That is awesome. That is awesome. Now, if I recall, Shrubby, am I right? Is there a small Melbourne? You can take a tram, like a small train, and you can go to the ocean. And there's a beach there that again has great coffee shops. The little town there, I think it's called Kitsilano is in BC. Is it St. Kilda? It might be St. Kilda. Kitsilano's in Vancouver. It's not Kitsilano. It's St. Kilda, I think. It's south of Melbourne, and there's great coffee shops and chocolate. Again, with the chocolate, I know there's chocolate shops in St. Kilda. It's a little snobby, and you know what? I was flying to Perth after, or was that Adelaide? No, I was flying to Adelaide from Melbourne. No, did I? Yeah, I did fly. I flew to Adelaide from Melbourne, and I was late for my plane. Normally, I take the bus, but this time I did fly because I was trying to get to for Christmas. I had to be in Perth for Christmas, with my brother and his family. Well, he wasn't there, but his in-laws were there. Doesn't matter. St. Kilda, the tracks, it got so hot because it hit 41 degrees Celsius that day, like near 100 Fahrenheit. The tracks actually expanded and sort of buckled in the heat because they're in asphalt, right? They're in the street, like the tram tracks are in the roads. They go up the middle of the roads, and they buckled, and the tram couldn't get back from St. Kilda to Melbourne I'm sure it was Melbourne. I don't think it was Adelaide. And I was going to be late for my plane. I did end up making it, but yeah, we were delayed for half an hour until somehow the tracks just cooled down. It was crazy. I don't think I'm misremembering that, but who knows? PvP says Road Warrior 2 is a classic. Absolutely. It is 100%. Shrubby1989 says the red brick building was the main gasworks admin building as well. No kidding. For at a Mad Max. That is awesome. And Sashi says, yeah, our four-wheel drive vehicles are equipped with kangaroo bars too, despite us not having any kangaroos. Well, you have other wildlife, though, in Malaysia. It's not only kangaroos. Excuse me. They just do well in the jungle. They do. And therefore you can run over pretty much anything you want, and you're probably okay. You know, it depends on what you want to do. And let's see, what do we got? And Big Dave K in the chat says, video killed the radio star. The Bugles. The Bugles sang that? No way. Sashi's just saying hello to Wes Cagle. Everyone is saying hello. Oh, what? Shrubby, what? What's the... Oh, fucking Bell's Beach. Yeah, I know. Okay, sorry. Yep. Yeah, I know. It's not that awesome. It was not impressive. Wes Cagle says, no fucking horse. You know, same thing. Yeah, Bell's Beach was, you know, it's not even in the top 10 in Australia. I agree. Shrubby 1989 says, Bell's Beach is on the other side of the bay from me. Head west to Adelaide, and yes, on the Great Ocean Road. Yeah, I know. I think I knew. I wasn't driving the bus, but I know I was on the Great Ocean Road. And yeah, heading west to Adelaide. You're the Great Australian Bight. Now, does anyone besides Shrubby know what the Great Australian Bight is? It's a geographical thing. It's geography. Big Dave K in the chat says, there's a park north of Adelaide called Gorge. It's got a ton of kangaroos and some koalas there. I got to hold a koala. That is cool, Big Dave K. Now, did you find them to be like SOS pad, wiry type, or did maybe they shampooed those koalas so they were softer? I don't know. Yeah, Jill would love koala bears, 100%. West Cagle says, is the Bay of Fundy the one that has the biggest difference in high and low tide in the world? Wow, sir, you are educated. Yes, indeed. 80 feet, 8 stories, twice a day. That is correct. That is the body of water that separates Nova Scotia and my home province, New Brunswick. Absolutely. Holy shit, Shrubby says, am I that far back in the chat? Jeez. Shrubby says, Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary still exists. No way. That is awesome. I was there in 1987, my friend. Well, 1988, I guess. February 1988. Yeah, absolutely, Big Dave. Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary was very cool. Absolutely. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I was there for hours. It's a big place. We also saw the Bunyip under a bridge. Well, Bunyip is a town in Western Australia. Ooh. Bunyip under a bridge. Is that something? I'm not getting that. There's a joke in there that I'm not getting. PvP says, you have a choice. Attacked by a grizzly, by a brown bear, attacked by a koala. Vote now. Oh, yeah, and there are no drop bears. Well, just because I haven't seen one, Big Dave K, doesn't mean that there are none. I mean, koala bears, I can understand. Like, they're one of them just loses their shit they're tired of being docile and nice and pleasant and cuddly all of a sudden, and they just lose their shit. I can understand that. That's a drop bear. They drop out of the trees and they fucking eat your head. It's not my stream. Oh, no. You're allowed to be PvP and be silly as you want. Jeez, I love being silly. In excess was from Oz, says Big Dave K. Didn't know that. They sure were. Absolutely. Absolutely. And PvP? Would you please delete that comment? I'm not going to read. One of us needs to delete that comment, PvP. I'm hoping you do. Yes, the Hoodoo Gurus. Wouldn't say good. Well, no, they weren't a good band, but they were popular in the day. They were popular in the day. In 2001, they were everywhere. I'm too tired, but to stay but tired. Thanks, man. Glad you tried. Air Supply was no way, Sashi. Wow. Air Supply was Australian. And I forgive Australia because of the other bands. I liked us, Air Supply and AC/DC. Absolutely, man. See, I don't know any of the Divinals' first 3 albums. I bet you Cardinal Sin did. Oh, speaking of which, as we do every stream, shout out to Gil. Having a little there. This is water. I am drinking beer, but this actually is water. Cheers, Gil. I was talking to Ari, his brother. Well, messaging not that long ago. That's one guy I want to get on the channel before too long. Shrubby says, yeah, road trains don't stop for nothing. Cows least of all. Dude, okay, so here's something that you might not know about the outback of Australia. It's a 2-lane highway, basically going from city to city, and there's like 2,000 miles between cities. But if you're driving from, say, Darwin in the north, and you want to go all around the coast down to Perth in the west coast, which is the capital of Western Australia, you're going to encounter roads, and all through northern Queensland as well, and Northern Territory, you're going to come across dirt roads that are full 2 lanes wide with a strip of asphalt up the middle of the fucking road. And that's where these and by road trains, he means a transport truck with like one, normally we have 1 trailer, maybe 2 in Canada that they're going to pull behind them. No, because Australia is flat, because they don't have the Rocky Mountains, Australia, their road trains are big transport trucks, 18-wheelers that will haul 5 trailers. I've seen as many as 5 trailers behind them. Actually, I'm friends with a dude that is a road train driver, and they do not stop for nothing. If they slam on the brakes, you've got 5 trailers behind you. First of all, you're not going to be able to stop in time. Whatever you're trying to stop for is dead. Second of all, you're going to pile up the trailers behind you. You cannot do that. So if there's a cow on the road, they just close their eyes and drive through the cow. And so when you're driving the other way, everybody who drives on these roads knows if there's a road train coming in the daytime, because you don't drive at night on these roads because you'll hit shit unless you have big giant they're called roo bars. roo bars, kangaroo bars, the big metal bars on the front of your vehicle. If you don't have those, you don't drive at night. And so sometimes in the day you do come across these road trains, these transport trucks with 4 or 5 trailers behind them, and there's 1 strip of asphalt in the middle of this 2-lane dirt road, and they get the asphalt. You do not. You go on the dirt. You do not get the asphalt. You get the fuck out of the way. Melbourne is a huge frickin' city. Yes, it is. Absolutely. 100%. Go to the Sofitel building, go up to the 34th floor, go to the washroom there, and you get a beautiful ceiling 2-floor all glass, beautiful view of the city for free. For free. 34th floor, I believe. Cafe LA. It used to be Cafe LA. It's probably changed names several times since then, but it is in the 34th floor. I want to say 34th floor of the Sofitel building. Go to the washroom, floor to ceiling, glass. At least in the men's room. I didn't go to the women's room. And you get a great view of the city, and it's all free. I'll send you. Oh, thanks, man. Discography, yeah. Just let me know, and let me know the songs that you recommend, and I will definitely. Lots of good coffee shops in Melbourne. Hell yeah, Big Dave K. Although I didn't drink coffee back in 2001, since we're talking Melbourne, absolutely. What is Melbourne? We got some good friends. Again, shout out to Harry and Lorraine in Melbourne. Water Rats. I did see that PvP. That was a good job. It reminded me of that Bruce Willis, where he did the movie with the girl that has a horse face, and they were Water Patrol. It's been too long. St. Kilda, yes, CSM. Plenty of coffee shops and lots of friendly, scantily dressed women at night. Well, yeah, I was only there for the daytime, but I'll take your word for it. And it was St. Kilda. Okay, so I'm not. All right, my memory's not completely fried. Perth, is that worth a journey? Yes, it is, Big Dave K. If you want to see the real Australia, go to Western Australia. Everyone goes to the east. I love Perth. Do you know why I love Perth? Because it is the only Australian city that I saw bikinis walking downtown because it is that close to the water. And yeah, Brisbane is on a river. I know that. And yes, Darwin is sort of close, but yeah, well, you do see bikinis in Brisbane. That is also, or in Darwin. But Perth is a massive city. It had 2 million people when I last visited it. My little brother, shout out to my little brother. He's not little, he's 6 foot tall and blonde. But he's out that way. He's just south of Perth in a little town called Bunbury. And it is absolutely worth a journey. Absolutely, yes. But it's not because of Perth itself. If you go south of Perth, you can go dive the Swan. The Swan is a Navy destroyer that was sunk in 25 meters of water. And you can go diving through that. There's still clipboards hanging on the walls of this destroyer that you can swim. You can do swim throughs, and it's not that scary. You can do it. Yeah, Perth is definitely. What else is in Perth? Kings Park. Okay, Kings Park. Perth is a giant city, but overlooking the city in the north end of it, of the CBD. The CBD is a thing in Australia. It's called the Central Business District, CBD. Not the kind of CBD with marijuana, different altogether. Which is funny. Every time I see CBD, I think Central Business District. But just north is Kings Park, and it's elevated. It's up on, and it's massive. And they have in Kings Park, or they did have, really exotic plants and trees there, and cool monuments, and great views, incredible views. And there was, something called a cannonball tree, and I've only seen one of it in the world. In all my travels, and it's in Kings Park in Perth, and it's a cannonball tree, and it looks like a pine tree or a spruce tree, except it's got giant fucking wooden cannonballs hanging off it, and that's its nuts or its fruits or whatever, and it's a friggin' cannonball tree, and that was awesome. So that's Kings Park in Perth is amazing. You can dive the Swan, which is south of Perth. Don't drink the beer. Emu bitter is popular. Well, not popular. It's produced. It's not popular. It's produced in Western Australia. I do not recommend Emu bitter or Swan Lager. No thanks. There's better beers in Australia than those. You don't need those. Holy shit, West Kegel, I didn't even see you. Hey man, you finally showed up. Thank you. Not that I'm chastising you, but I was hoping you'd show up. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
It is going fantastic. Thank
Yeah,
you
I
for
didn't.
sharing
I didn't
that.
see the link right away.
No, no, no. Well, I kind of was planning to have you here, man, and I'm glad
Yeah,
because
very cool.
someone to bounce off these ideas, and I know you mentioned last week that you were keen, so thank you for doing that.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it. PvP says it is great. Big Dave K says I mostly remember the lovely street art in Melbourne, huh? And what is Bell's Beach? Big Dave K. Probably someone answered that in the chat below, but basically Bell's Beach is, and yeah, PvP dropping the link for Water Rats. Thank you. 9 seasons, really, PvP. Bell's Beach. Have you heard of Bell's Beach, West Cagle?
No, no, I have not. I did not. I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's someplace in Australia. But
In southern Australia, yes.
yes.
On
Okay.
the Great Ocean Road between Melbourne and Adelaide, although I don't think it goes all the way to Adelaide, but the Great Ocean Road goes to Bell's Beach. And Bell's Beach was famous in Point Break with
Ah,
Patrick Swayze, like the real Point Break.
yeah, yeah. That
Um,
I guess the scenes where he was trying to surf the 100-year wave or whatever it
that's
was
it.
when that storm rolled
That
in. Yeah.
that's the one. That's
Cool.
exactly the one. So that's where that was. Well, I don't know if it's actually filmed there, but that is where it was set. Yes.
Mm.
And it is a famous surfing beach, and there's a lot of tourists that go there, but honestly, it's not even in the top 10 best beaches of Australia.
Oh.
Not in my. I think they were all right fur wise. Oh, the koala bears. Okay, wow, am I that far behind in the chat? So my friend West,
Yes.
I didn't have time to set up. Excuse me, pictures from a different place tonight. I've been working, but I'm glad you're here.
No, always glad to be here.
And I want to say hello to Dionysius Larson. Do you mind reading what Greek letters has to say?
Greek letter says, "I've heard of Hell's Bells. Hell's Beach is new."
No, Bell's
Yeah.
Beach is absolutely a thing. Yeah.
No, Hell's
Is it
Bells is done by an
where the
Australian
latest
band.
shark
So
attack took place? No,
oh,
see, uh, do you know how many people are killed by sharks each
like
year on
seven,
average?
like seven, maybe not
Try
even.
two. Try
Yeah.
two.
Okay.
How many people are killed by crocodiles in Australia on average?
That I would not know. I don't know if that's a lot or a little.
Two.
Two. Huh? Okay.
Yep. So, uh, if and do you know how many? Yeah, do you know how many people are murdered by other humans? Yeah, you want to be scared
Yeah.
of the humans, not
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
animals.
Well, hey, you got some like 80,000 deaths occur from medical malpractice every year. So.
Oh dear goodness. Well, see, there's another disclaimer on the channel. That's awesome.
Oh.
I'm racking them up. I hope we got some from last week. We
Well, I can talk about climate change if you'd like.
yes. Are you kidding? Fuck yes. Can you? How's your Spanish? You claim to not speak it, but
Yeah, no hable española.
see, that is
K,
Spanish. You
I could
just
say
spoke it.
I could say K, and mi casa su casa and maricon.
Okay. Arimba, muchachos, followers of CSM. Good to have you here, Greek letters. You want to see the real Oz? Yeah, go to Western Australia. That is
Mm.
absolutely. I wonder, can you rent a small RV and road trip? Yes, you can. Big Dave, are you kidding? That is the business model of so many RV rental companies in Australia. Absolutely,
Oh,
you
okay.
can. 100%. That is very popular. I've heard of a place called Shelley Beach. A pen pal from Oz told me about it. Shelley Beach or Shell Beach? Because Shell Beach is famous in Western Australia, only because it's not a great sand beach. It's made from shells, like 30 feet deep, and 100 feet to the water, and I don't like 3 or 4 miles long. It's a big beach, and it's all composed of little tiny shells from dead sea creatures over like thousands of years, and actually down deep they compress because of the weight. They compress and they turn into like a limestone type thing, and the local aboriginals there, like a long time ago, actually used to like cut like limestone bricks out of it and build houses and shit. That's Shell Beach in Western Australia, north of Perth. So I don't know of a Shelly Beach, but I do know Shell Beach. Yeah. West Kegel, what's yeah? I was just talking about
Mhm.
just talking about some of the most famous and wonderful and my favorite places that I've been to.
Right.
The
Oh,
Dot and Kangaroo. Uh,
yeah, Dot and the Kangaroo. You never heard of that cartoon? It's
oh,
yeah, it's an animated cartoon about a girl and her kangaroo. There's also one Dot and the koala, I think.
ah, okay. So you got it. Bingo. The Great Australian Bight is a big open bay as opposed to an enclosed one. Yeah, it's if you look at the map of Australia and the bottom like half of Australia looks like someone took a bite out of it. It's like 1,000 miles wide
Yeah.
or
Yep. Yep.
several thousand miles wide. That's the Great Australian Bight. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it. That's exactly it. It is a bay, and I believe the water there is the Antarctic Ocean, the Southern Ocean, one of those two.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Low,
I
low.
still think it's the Pacific at that point down there.
Mm,
Mm, I-
no, my friend. It's no, not when you get down to Southern Australia. No, when you get south of Australia, I mean, I might be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, but I think it is called the Southern Ocean, and the Antarctic comes real close there, man. It comes right up there. Now, when they say the Southern Ocean, do they mean the Southern Pacific? No, it's not South Pacific.
no, if they say Southern Ocean, it would be Antarctica. I just don't know where they
Hmm.
consider that
Well,
the start, the beginning, and the end. You know.
neither do I. Neither do I. Neither do I. Do you mind reading this, my friend?
Yes. Yes. Big Dave K says it was a badly made animatronic bunyip.
Yep.
Bunyip under a bridge. I think you'd pay a quarter or something, and it would just come out of the water. It was very kitschy, kitschy,
Ah, okay.
peach,
Kitsch.
niche,
It was very kitsch. Kitsch.
kitsch, kitsch.
Cool means cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know,
You
like
Australians, I don't know. I don't know all your slang.
yeah. Well, it sort of means cool, I guess. That's awesome. Big Dave K says, I feel like listening to that song by Men at Work. Man, they've got so
Oh,
many good songs. I like Men at Work a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Sashi says CSM can neither confirm nor deny that he went to the ladies' room. I did not go to the ladies' room, okay? Not that time. In Japan, I did because I couldn't read the fucking kanji. I couldn't like put a picture. No, yeah. In Japan, that did happen, but not in Australia. Absolutely, you definitely want to see the real Oz, Dave K. On Big Dave K asks Greek letters. Who's the dude in your icon? That is. Who is that?
Well,
I
you could Google image search it.
I don't do any of that. Is that the Mitch? Yeah, I don't recognize that. That's. I mean, some Greek dude. And Big Dave K says, "You're gonna make me look it up, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Good time. It's a good way to pass the time. What? Greek letters, really?
You know,
Dave
I'm
K says,
just
"If I go back to Oz, I may as well." Yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. You need to go to Western Australia, 100%.
oh
And my avatar pic is tied to my username, both memes from my Greek gaming channel. That is awesome. That is awesome. Big Dave K is desperately trying to look up some.
yeah. I tried to look it up in Google Images, and it just says No match for my search.
No,
It says searches for people are limited.
no, that's yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Dot cartoons were a series done by a studio in Oz called Yaram Gross. Okay, or Gross. It's at Botany Bay. No, this is in Nicaragua. This is a little corn island.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know. It's all Greek to me, dude. Oh, West. Oh, this is. I've got to visit the facilities. Are you okay?
Yeah, yeah. I'm good. I remember when we were covering Nicaragua, and even when we weren't covering Nicaragua, it came up. We were talking about Spidey's visit to Little Corn Island. Um, Went to go there for like 3 days. Storm rolled in because you only access it by small boat. He got stuck there for a week. Although I wouldn't call it being stuck there because he laments ever having left. He doesn't know. He still to this day says, "Why the hell did I ever leave that place? I should have just stayed." But reality calls, and you have to leave at some point, I suppose. And I told him, I said one time, I said, "So what you got to do is, got to uh, hit the lottery for just, it doesn't have to be a whole big pot. It's small because money the exchange rate is better, and then build a little house down there. All go down there and just hang out. Oh, you can't bring too many people though, because then you ruin the atmosphere. You don't want to get it too crowded. You just it's a secret. It's a secret. You're not supposed to let everybody know where the good places are. I had plenty of places to dine right there on the beach, for breakfast. Plenty of places to hike and walk. Beautiful, beautiful pictures that he showed, and it was really quite quite impressive. I was I was I was quite taken by the place, and I only saw pictures of it. But from what he described, it's a veritable paradise. So only like I don't know what did he say, several hundred people living there. So very, very, very beautiful. So yeah, I was relaying the story on how you said you were going to go there for 3 days. Storm rolled in and got stuck there for a week. Although being stuck wasn't really doesn't really
Yeah.
cut it. You didn't want to leave.
I see. I made the mistake of taking my girlfriend with me, and she did not want to stay there. And man, like we're in tropical paradise. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I told you. I said one of us needs to just hit the American lottery. Small, doesn't have to be a lot because the
That's
exchange
it,
rate's
man.
good. We go
That's
down
it.
there, build a house, and then we invite a few people down. Not too many, not
Are
too
you
many.
kidding?
Just enough to hang out
Absolutely.
and party. Yeah,
That'd be so much fun.
it would.
Uh, and Big Dave K says, looks a bit like Salvador Dali, but he was Spanish.
Mm.
He was. I always go to women's toilets when possible. It's cleaner than the men's. You know
This is
what?
true.
No.
Well,
He's not
well.
worked in a hotel or.
Mm.
My first job was McDonald's, working at a McDonald's restaurant in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And let me tell you, I take issue with that statement. Hey,
Well,
holy fuck! It's Dalek. Dalek
Don-
451. I've been to Australia 3 times. Well, holy crap! That was more than enough for me. Really,
oh
my
wow,
friend.
mm. That's a
Wow.
big, the big place to only visit 3 times.
Uh, I know. I
Although a lot of the interior is uninhabited, so I mean it's
it, but I enjoyed the McConnell Ranges and well, Ayers Rock, Kings Canyon.
cool.
Yeah, no, but well, maybe the fourth and fifth time's a charm. I don't know.
Mm.
Well, Dalek, let's go. You're right. No point in going somewhere you've already been. Philippines. Philippines.
Mm.
Let's go to the Philippines. I'd love to.
Filipino. Yes. You know, I have to preface my saying that the women's toilets are. It's usually like in restaurants or maybe in like in department stores. It's always a better place to go. However, I have had my own bathroom, and then when I was married and had 3 girls, I can say that the bathroom that
Oh,
I kept downstairs with the wife was far cleaner than the girls' bathroom that they three of them shared upstairs.
I was gonna say, and I think Big Dave K might agree with you. He says Greek letters, woman's toilet's cleaner than man's. Oh, that's not true. At least not when I worked in the service industry. See, that was my same experience in McDonald's and the hotels. Big
Yeah.
Dave.
And Sashi says, "Wait a minute, I thought women didn't poop.
No, no, they don't. No, they certainly don't.
They fart rainbows and sunshine."
That's yep. Ooh, Greek letters says kangaroo steak, good, hard, or overrated. It entirely depends on, like any meat, it depends on how it's prepared. Kangaroo steak, you do not want to overcook. You do not, that's one thing I know about kangaroo, do not overcook it.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
it was
it's true. It's true how it's cooked because I've had pieces of meat that are considered not very desirable and tough and people the way they've cooked it, prepared it, seasoned it, it's nice and
yep.
tender and deep and
Brisket.
good. Yeah,
Brisket
yeah,
is not a great cut of meat, but
Mm.
some of the best meat I've ever had in my life has been brisket.
yeah.
Um, and I've got a friend. Well, again, this is shout out to Harry and Lorraine. When they were in Western Australia, in a town called Australind. In Australia, there's a town called
Mm.
Australind. It's in Western Australia, south of Bunbury. Well, no, north of Bunbury. And Harry had a homemade pizza oven, like the full on pizza
Oh,
oven,
nice. Yeah.
and he cooked a kangaroo tail in there, and he made a sauce out of red wine, a barbecue sauce, and Vegemite, and it was or something along those lines, and the meat was dark, like a dark chocolate, like not a milk chocolate, like a dark chocolate color, and it was in there for hours, and it was some of the best. I mean, this is
Wow.
fuck. We're going back like
So you went to
years
Australia and
ago.
had
I still remember it. It
so
was
you went to
fire.
Australia and you had yourself a little tail, huh?
I sure actually I did. I can legitimately say I did have some tail in Western Australia. Never had kangaroo meat, only ostrich. I don't think I've had ostrich sashi.
Hmm.
That's cool. Do you mind reading this?
Yeah, our friend Greek Letter says, I've talked to a Greek dude who lives in Australia and says kangaroo steak is hard. They usually make sausage and burgers from kangaroo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Grind it
Yeah.
up, it does make a difference, yeah.
Well, I mean, the same. If I go deer hunting and the conditions aren't right, if it's too warm or something to process it properly, and some of the meat it turns tough. That's exactly what we do with it. So I think that's the same with.
You make when you butcher a deer, do you turn any of it into jerky so it is lasts longer, or is it usually you process the whole thing and then eat it up relatively soon?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I process it and cut it up into steaks, and they go in the freezer, and I do put a good portion of it aside to grind, and then my brother and I make breakfast sausage.
Mm,
Yeah, it was just incredible, just amazing.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Greek letter says American women must be the exclusion to the global rule of women toilets clean level. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, although the Japanese ladies are pretty particular about keeping, I had to learn how to. I don't know. As a dude, you're just going to use the sink and use everything, and you leave water splashed everywhere. And I learned not to do that. You clean up after yourself if you live with a Japanese girl.
Yeah.
That's been my experience.
Oh yeah, shoes come off. Everything is very very neat and tidy and clean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, you know what? I understand that, Dalek. Can you read what Dalek says?
Yeah, he says, I'm sorry, but Australia really isn't a place I want to go back. Just flying there alone is bad enough.
Yeah, I get that. I've only flown once that way to Australia, like across Europe, and I did stop in London, and on the way back, I stopped in Paris, and they friggin' confiscated my Japanese sake
Oh, I
because
remember that story.
yeah, because it wasn't in a plastic bag with a little piece of tape over the top.
Yeah, it had that traditional lid that Japanese sake usually has.
What? Yeah, and he wouldn't let me do. Well, at least have me taste. Like, can I taste it? No, you gotta pour it out. And he was young. If he was our age, West, we would have been drinking the whole. Like him and
Yeah,
me, the security guard and I, we would have downed
I would
that
have said,
fucking thing in
I
the
would have said,
water.
oh, you know what? I gotta go use the facilities. What happens to that thing in the 5 minutes I'm gone between you two guys is between you two guys.
That's no. He was a young kid and a French dude, and he took me to the washroom, and we poured it out, and it was just there was no one else around. There was no
That's a
cameras. Like,
shame.
dude, like
That's a
here,
shame.
have some. Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
drink
you.
half of this. You can have half. Like no.
Too bad. It's funny that story reminds me. We rented as underage kids in high school. We rented a hotel room at Best Western, filled it with booze, had a tub full of ice and all kinds of liquor and beer, and we got busted because we were too loud. The cops came and they made us pour it all down the toilet. So my one friend's there in the bathroom. He's pouring it down the toilet, and while we distracted him, he's chugging a bunch of the Jack Daniels. He's pouring down the toilet at the same time.
That is a true story, Sashi. You know, you can buy. There's a chain. There's a chain of grocery stores in Australia called Woolworths. Uh, Uh, there was also a chain
In
department store in
America,
America
yes.
and Canada, yeah, called Woolworths. We used to have in Canada. It's out of
It's like
business
a
now.
department store though, instead of a food store.
That's right, but in Australia, it's a grocery store and it's still very much in business. Although they call it Woolies, they just say Woolies.
Ah,
And occasionally in Western Australia, I don't know about the rest, but in Western Australia, if you go to the Woolies, you can buy kangaroo steaks, like packaged actual meat. Yeah. You don't overcook it. That's absolutely.
that's cool.
Big Dave K says, Dalek 451. I had fun when I was there. I like the fact that there's not that many people there. Well, that's true. It's not hard to find some alone time in Australia. That is
Mm,
absolutely the case. 100%.
very cool.
Ostrich is more or less a leaner version of chicken. Huh.
Mm.
Plus,
I
they
always I
fat
always
you
imagined it
up.
to be more akin to like turkey or something.
Well, see, I thought peacock would be like turkey. Do you know we
Mm,
have wild turkeys around where I live? That's cool. We're not allowed to shoot them yet, though. They don't have enough
yeah.
numbers.
Ah,
But I mean, um, okay. Greek letter says, "Is it true that Australians piss in the sink, or is it malicious rumors spread from the Japs?"
I think that's just any dude who's kind of three sheets to the wind will do
I
this.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
and I probably have told this story online before. Old Man Bird can maybe correct me, but um, see, there's this place in it now. It's spelled Cairns, but it's pronounced Cans, off the Great Barrier Reef in far north Queensland. It's north of Brisbane. It's in the north part of on the east coast of Australia, the state of Queensland. And up north, there's a town called Cairns. It's pronounced with it, Cairns, but there's an R in it, so it's spelled Cairns. And there's on the south downtown part in the south end of the downtown. There used to be a hostel, big 2-story with big balconies all around it, going all around the place, called Shenanigans. And I stayed at that hostel, going diving with my little brother, actually, who's 6 foot tall. Uh, and we went diving, and the bathrooms were way down, and we were, of course, at the pubs and having beers and stuff. And we had a hand washing sink in our room, 2 beds and a hand washing sink, and that was it. And it was a shared bathroom. It was way down the other end of the corridor. So yeah, during the middle of the night, and yes, it was right at crotch level, and yes, I peed in that sink. I did. I didn't go to the. It was our room, his private room. Fuck it, I'm peeing in the sink. Yeah. So I don't know if Australians pee in the sink, but Canadians in Australia do pee in the sink. Ooh, Big Dave K. Re- Oh dear. That's, I have to tell the story about the peacock over a mic. You know what, Big Dave K? I'll have you on for a travel show one of these nights. Absolutely. You tell me when. I'll have you on any Thursday you want to. And Sashi says, "Do you mind reading this, West?"
Sashi says, I found turkey to be dry compared to ostrich.
Well, that's fair enough. No, not Karens. No, we don't want Karens. Everyone pees in the sink. Well, I had no choice.
Mm-mm.
Oh, oh shit, Big Dave K. Sounds good. I'll be in Texas. That's
Cool.
awesome.
Are you going to stream
Dude, if
from
you want to
Texas
come
then?
on, I'll drop the link and absolutely 100% Big Dave K.
You're going to stream from Texas while you're down there?
I am.
Excellent.
Ian Blades is here? Oh shit. Oh, I read Ian Blades. I read your comment without even recognizing. I just assumed that was Big Dave K. Because I know Big Dave K pees in the sink. Ian Blades, hey, that's awesome. Good to see you. Yeah, Big Dave. I'm definitely gonna be in Texas. Yeah, I'm gonna fly there Monday. Um, and then I'm gonna be there for a week. And yeah, I'm gonna take my laptop, and I'm not taking any clothes, by the way. I'm just literally taking my streaming shit, and I'm just gonna wear the same Doomcock shirt the entire time I'm there. Well, and my Spidey suit. See, I know Doomcock's somewhere in Texas, so I'm gonna put on my Spider-Man suit with the Doomcock shirt and just run around
You
until
know
someone
what?
waves at me.
You've got to find. I don't know if you can make a homemade one. You've got to make a Doomcock banner. Put on the Spidey suit and climb up on one of the telephone poles and fly from the telephone pole there. Also, while
Yes,
somebody
you
films you.
know, I've dreamed of getting arrested in America. Yes.
Oh. Just don't try that at the Alamo. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's. Do you mind? Do you mind reading this?
And Dalek says, I think it's because I spent most of my time there in the cities like Sydney and Melbourne that didn't like and you didn't like being there. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, I guess I put back
Yep.
somewhere back in the chat. I said Melbourne. It's full of cray cray. So
Yeah.
I don't know about
I
Sydney and the other
purposely
ones, but Melbourne is a
got
little
out of the cities as
crazy.
quickly as I could. We expect the truth if Texans pee in the sink. Well, I'll take photos. No, I probably won't take photos of that. DC is in Austin. I
Mm.
think you're right. I think you're right.
Mm.
Excuse me. No clothes in Texas? Approved, says Greek letters. Streaking is a crime scene, Blades.
Well, only if
See,
they get you. Only if they catch you.
You read my mind, West. Ian Blades, you don't know how fast I am, dude. I might be 53, but I am fucking fast, okay? Especially, have you seen cops? Like, I haven't seen a cop in the last 10 years that could catch me. Like, not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Oh
It's like,
yeah, especially cops in
no
America.
physical requirement. Like, cops should be able to outrun me, but no,
Yeah.
not gonna happen. All right, see you, Sashi. You know what? It's an hour and 38 minutes. It is
Yeah.
probably. Yeah. Thanks for being here, Sashi. Good to have you here. I was a bit late starting, just because work. I was up on a metal roof all day.
Oh, at least it wasn't too hot.
Well, 27 Celsius, so that's upper 80s. No, it was pleasant, actually. It was
Yeah.
pleasant. It was okay.
It's
It was
been
all
cool
right.
here in Jersey, so
Yeah.
I'm outside right now, and I think it feels like maybe in the 60s. So pretty
Ooh.
nice.
Dalek 451 says, I did visit the Great Barrier Reef and Ayers Rock, though. Well, holy crap.
No, nice.
Holy shit, Dalek. Did you get a chance to now? Okay, so when I was at Ayers Rock, there was two options. You could climb it, although they asked you not to, but you were still allowed at that time, in 2001, you were still allowed to climb it 25 years ago. But they asked you not to because the Aboriginal people feel bad every time someone dies. And just earlier that year, a Japanese woman chased her hat off
Oh,
because her hat had blown off, and she chased it. And yeah, if you've seen Ayers Rock, it's all round,
yeah.
and it's got pock marks in it, but it's smooth. It's a textured. It's got holes all through the rock. West Ayers Rock is well, it's got holes. It's porous. It's a porous type rock. I don't know what kind of rock it is, but it's porous,
Mm.
and but it's rounded, and there is one path that goes, and there's no guardrails or anything, or there wasn't at the time, and it's this like well-worn pathway, but it's rounded as you go up, and her hat, apparently so I'm told, her hat blew off, and she chased it, and down she went like 400, 500 feet. Yeah, don't, the hat is not worth it, but it is a very I saw it at sunset, Big Dave K. So see it at sunset, and it changes colors. It really changes from pink to orange, depending on what's, how the sun is shining on it. But there's usually no clouds, and I've got some fantastic photos. It changes colors. It really does. So I didn't mention the other option. So the first option was to climb it. The other option was indeed to go around it and hike all around it. And there are a couple of you can see waterfalls, because there are some water coming off it. So you can see some waterfalls
Okay,
coming off.
so apparently Ayers Rock is made of what's called Arcos, a coarse grained sandstone. Oh,
That's why it was porous.
yeah.
Ah. Ayers Rock is a giant life-seeding meteor that brought life to Earth. That, well, maybe, sure, could be. Rounded with cavities, so it's a fossil sponge. Actually, Greek letters, kind of. Yeah, 100%. Yes. A few years ago, 150 people died taking selfies at the
Oh,
Union plates.
mm.
I'm not surprised. I'm absolutely not surprised. Yeah. The there are many places in Japan that have banned the selfie stick, and
Mm.
for decades now, and I understand. Yeah. Well, West, yeah. Have you? I mean, what's those are some of my favorite countries:
Mm.
Portugal, London as a city.
Mm.
Although Barcelona, Barcelona, Barcelona has something. It's a pedestrian mall that goes all through the downtown core, starting at because it's right on the water. Was it on the water? Yeah, it is on the water. Madrid's inland. Barcelona's on the water, and it starts at the water and goes in for blocks and blocks. And it's a giant like a nightly party scene. It's called the Rambla with an R. The Rambla.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, because most sane countries except for America and Canada and Australia, you can drink liquor openly, like in public. Most
Well,
countries
not
that I've been
here.
to are
Not here.
like
You
that.
you
No, Australia,
you will get
Canada,
ticketed.
any country that came from England, no drinking in public. All the others, it's
Yeah.
full on. How
Oh
much
yeah.
can you
Yeah.
drink? Absolutely. Yeah, that's it's weird. It seems to be all the countries that came from England. I mean, Australia, Canada, America,
Yeah.
definitely,
You'll get ticketed here in America for having an open container in public.
except for
Bourbon Street.
and yes, and
I don't know of any other place where they'll ticket you anywhere.
yes, you do. There's gambling there.
Oh, in Las Vegas, you can walk around with open container, or Atlantic
Well,
City.
I did.
Oh,
I
okay.
certainly did repeatedly.
You should have
Yeah.
you should have done it while wearing your Spidey suit.
Dude, no. I get every time I put on that Spidey suit, dude, I get in trouble. Like, did I tell the story of the 5 fucking Marines militia Mexican dudes in balaclavas that jumped out of the back of a pickup truck with machine guns? So they just wanted me to take off my mask, and I did for like 2 blocks, and I put it back on. But Yeah,
You're
yeah, that
lucky
was.
they didn't come back
I
around the
I
block.
know, dude. I just held up my arms like I'm a good guy. I'm Spider-Man. Like I'm fucking Spider-Man. Like what do you mean? And I had no ID. I didn't have my wallet on me. It's like what do you mean ID? Like I'm Spider-Man. Like
That's funny.
I'm not hard to find. You can find me, gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think it would be all right. I mean, you're pretty easy to see in that red and blue suit.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna do anything stupid. I'm pretty easy to see. That's okay. See, there you go. Greek letters, the same as Scotland. We have no pissing in public. Drinking is okay. Yeah, that's okay. Same as a lot of places in Europe.
We have laws against peeing in public here too, but they seem to not do anything about that. They'll ticket you for open container though.
Identify as a woman and you're fine. Walking backwards into a volcano is classic. Ian
Oh
Blades, I don't. No, I haven't walked in.
no, you don't
Shit,
want
give it
that.
a try. Sure. Do you mind? Hey, Dalek. You see, it's morning where Dalek is. It's probably
Yeah.
like 9 in the morning where you are. Do you mind reading Dalek's?
Alex says one cool thing I did during my third visit was go on a boat trip to see wild crocodiles. I
That is awesome. That was cool. Um,
yeah.
although the tour guide was a budget tour guide, and so they couldn't afford a second one, and so they made one of us like there was 6 of us, so we couldn't fit in one boat, and it was a tinny aluminum type, 12-foot long boat. And they said, okay, well, there was only one tour guide. They said, well, one of you is going to have to drive. Do you have any boating experience? And I stupidly put up my hand. Like, well, my dad owned a boat similar, but I never fucking worked the motor. He did. And yeah, so we went out on the Mary River, most infested crocodile river in the whole world. And I remember it was 2 Irish dudes and an Irish girl with me. And I just followed the tour guide with the boat, but then it conked out and we started drifting towards a bank on the Mary River, and there was like 5 or 6 crocodiles that we could see, and some of them were like 5 meters. So what's 5 meters? Like 15 feet long. And like they weigh more than the boat, and I'm drifting towards them, and I can't get the motor started, and fuck me. And finally it started, and it's like I think I'm gonna be responsible for all of us dying. Man, I'm not gonna die, but obviously they're gonna die.
Well, all you got to do is outswim the others.
That's it. No, I have this belief. No matter what adventure I get into, West, I'm never gonna die. I'll jump over the crocodiles or whatever. But that was crazy. It's like I don't believe. Like, I'm not even. How do you know? Like, he didn't even check my license. Like, how do you know I'm able to drive? And he just let me drive. It's okay. And the Irish, the 2 dudes and the girl, they didn't say no. He's Canadian. Okay, then.
They got a lot of lakes up there. He must be able to boat.
I know. That's what they thought. Oh, he's an outdoors guy. It's like, holy shit. Okay. And the sad thing is, West, I was busy driving the boat. I don't have any videos. You're just going to have to hit my word for it. I don't have any pictures. I don't have any videos of that. There was no GoPros back in those. It was 2001. It was crazy. That was fun. But I almost got 3 Irish people killed, like eaten by crocodiles. Like, yeah, that was awesome. And so that same tour, it was called, I think I can say this because they're out of business. It was called Kakadu Tours, and they eventually got sued and got out of business because they did have a tourist eaten by a crocodile.
Ooh. Ooh.
Not there, surprisingly, not there. It was in Jim Falls or somewhere there around Kakadu.
Wow.
And yeah, they so they're not in business anymore. They were and everybody knew they were cowboys. I was like, well, yeah, those are the guys I want to go. Oh my good God. Do you mind reading this?
Blade says, I was savaged by a haddock one.
Oh, that's are there videos? Greek letters. Dionysius Larson in the chat says, "Wait. There's docile domesticated crocodiles and there's wild crocodiles as well." I think it depends on how well fed they are.
Hmm.
They absolutely. Has anyone ever in the course of human history had a crocodile pet? Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. Probably an Australian. Or, no, you know what? A Floridian. Although they have alligators there.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference? West, I learned this. And do you know the difference between alligators and crocodiles?
Well, it's the way the teeth are
Bingo.
situated. They
Yep.
the one has them the underside pointing out, and the others the upper side are pointing out, or something
That's
along
right.
that.
Saltwater crocodiles have the teeth coming up from the bottom jaw and they're on the outside of the mouth.
Mm.
That's a crocodile. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was cool. A dragon killed by St. George was probably a Nile crocodile. Yeah, you know what? That's
Mm.
how exactly how rumors get started. You're probably right. Dalek 451 says, "Yeah, it's 10:05 in the morning here. Just had breakfast. That's awesome. Dalek, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah.
Did you have spaghetti and toast and beans? Just asking,
Toast and
because
beans.
I
Yeah.
in Australia when I was in Cairns, I stayed in a tent for a month and a half with an English girl and a dude from Nova Scotia, and there was no hanky panky. But the English girl, she loved the spaghetti and beans and toast for some reason.
Mm.
But yeah, West, we've been straight. Holy shit, we've been almost 2 hours, buddy.
Yeah.
I think that's enough. I think we've. I don't like missing my Thursday streams, and it was just so late when I got in the door from work, and I thought, you know what, fuck it. I don't have anything prepared, but I do enjoy talking to the people in the chat and having social conversations with the folks like you.
Yeah. No. I was just scrolling through all the filth on Twitter, and
No, don't.
noticed you were on there, and I said, hey,
Yeah, don't.
I'm gonna close this thing off and see if I can join Spidey here.
Yeah, right. Like, let's talk travel instead of all the
Yeah.
friggin' politics that's going on.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
No,
ugly. It's
Dalek
ugly on
agrees with
Twitter
me.
today, so I didn't want to be there
Yeah,
really
no.
too much
Stay
anyway.
stay off Twitter. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, so what did we learn tonight? Don't overcook crocodile
Yeah.
or kangaroo. I have eaten crocodile. It's very. I'm not joking. It's very very salty. It was a salty, like a fish steak, like a tuna, like not a tuna, a halibut, because it's white meat. It's a white salty meat like halibut. It's very meaty.
Mm. I've had
Crocodile.
mako shark before, and that was like a
Oh,
white salty type
bingo.
of fillet.
And meaty as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
mako shark. There we go. That's exactly. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for joining us, folks, and appreciate you being here. I was a bit late. I need to try and be a little more consistent, but I mean, what can you do?
Well, you usually set a time. Sometimes you get delayed, but that's life. That happens.
It is life. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, life happens.
It does.
Thanks for being here, everybody. I think we're gonna shut it down now. A good conversation about, well, mostly Australia, but travels around the world, and hopefully next week I'll be streaming with Big Dave K in Texas.
Yeah. Very cool.
How long does it take you to get to Texas, West?
From here, from where I am, it would probably take. Well, my uncle used to come in from Tennessee every winter for Christmas, and it took him like 16 hours, and that's only
Oh,
halfway to Texas. So
oh
it'd probably
shit!
be like a good. I'd have to probably stop somewhere and sleep, and
Wait a
then
minute.
pick it up.
Hey, wait! I drove from Boston to New Orleans in 19 hours.
Yeah. Huh? Maybe my uncle drives slow. I don't know.
Christmas, 2019.
I don't know.
It
It
was
usually
just
took him about.
I saw the New Year's fireworks in Disney. You can go to hotels and see them for free. You don't need to pay.
Well, maybe you drive fast because it takes me from here to go to Boston, where my brother used to live up there. It always took me 5 hours, and that's just from Jersey to Boston.
Wow. Well, there's a good interstate down through there, and Georgia doesn't
Mm.
have speed limits, so maybe I'm misremembering. But I know I drove it in one go without
Yeah.
sleeping, so I doubt I would have been able to drive much more than 19 hours without a sleep.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, my partner at the time wasn't able, so it was on me. That happens.
Ah.
Dalek, it was, dude, always good to see you, Dalek. Always good to see you, my friend. Very good to see you. Good night. Well, good morning to you, sir.
Yes.
Old man Bird. Hey, thanks. I appreciate the support as always. Always appreciate the support, old man Bird. Miss Catonic Madman, good night to you, my friend.
Good night,
Um,
folks. Good night, folks.
West, are you okay to? Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on. Do you
Oh,
mind reading
absolutely.
this?
Yeah. Dalek says one thing I wasn't happy about all my trips to Australia is that I never saw any wild kangaroos. The only ones I saw were all in zoos.
Western Australia. You will try and not hit them with your vehicle
Uh,
in Western Australia. Where my brother lives, if you go down to the what's called the estuary, you go into the estuary south of Bunbury, Austerland, and you will see kangaroos by like the dozens, just in the field, and they're intimidating. Like I didn't go up and pet them because
oh
there's like
no, no.
30 or 40 of them, and they are powerful,
Yeah.
dude. They have more muscles than Schwarzenegger. Like I
Well,
swear to
somebody posted a meme on Twitter and said, "Oh, for good Lord, kangaroos are just deer that have gone to prison and been working out."
That is correct. That is the best description of a kangaroo. I'm gonna remember that because that is apt. Uh, apt. That is apt. That
Ah,
is an
yes.
apt description. 100%. Yeah, that nails it. They're like white-tailed deer that have just gone to prison for 4 or 5 years. No shit. They will fuck you up. Anyway, good night, everybody. I think we're gonna end this now. Hey,
Yes.
thanks, Alec, Old Man Bird. Good night,
Good
Miskatonic.
night, folks. Good night.